Avenue, Statesville, USA. Free admission, food, live music, and a kids zone your kids won't stop talking about. Be there. Get details now at WSICnews.com.
The following is a paid program and does not necessarily reflect the views of WSIC.
I want to see the kind of industries that are opening up.
This is Local Biz Now with Joe Vagnone, where your business matters. Local Biz Now.
You have to determine what is working, what isn't working.
Joe Vagnone is a respected business broker, helping individuals buy and sell businesses. Joe has successfully owned and operated many companies in a variety of industries. This is Local Biz Now. Because your business matters.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to the #1 live talk business radio show in North Carolina. We are coming to you live from the unofficial Burner Cigar Studio, home of the finest premium cigars and cigar smokers in the world, located in Birkdale Village. Go on by there, tell them Joe sent you, and your first cigar is on me. I am Joe Vagnone, and you are listening to Local Biz Now, where your business matters. We hope to inspire, inform, and entertain you, because that's what we do here at WSIC. We've been doing this show for over 12 years. We have interviewed over 996 small business owners and community leaders. We have over 845 videos on our YouTube channel. You can go to Joe Vagnone Business Broker. Again, that is Joe Vagnone Business Broker YouTube channel, and subscribe. We would appreciate that. This show is live on the book, live on the tubes, live on the X, live on the chain, and wherever you get your podcasts. Those of you that don't know Joe Talk, that is Facebook, YouTube, X, LinkedIn, and podcasts everywhere. We will be happy to take your questions from the book, where our loyal leader, Julie, is monitoring the show's events. Which reminds me, Julie has been with me for many years. She is monitoring the Facebook, and we appreciate that, because everybody needs a Julie. This is Local Biz Now, where your business matters. Today, I am honored to introduce somebody who truly embodies what it means to lead with purpose, drive real results. David Dowdy, a highly respected business coach with ActionCOACH Lake Norman. David had dedicated his career to helping business owners gain clarity, increase profitability, and build companies that actually serve their lives, not the other way around. As a certified action coach, David is part of the #1 business coaching firm worldwide. David has helped business owners increase profitability, improve systems, and scale sustainability. If you're serious about growth, leadership, creating a business that works for you, you're going to want to grab a drink, sit back, and enjoy this conversation with my friend, whether he will admit it or not, and one of the top business coaches in the state, Mr. David Dowdy. Welcome, David. The show's all yours, buddy. Take it from here.
All right. Thank you, Joe. I am honored to be sitting in your chair here on Local Biz Now. And as always, if it's Monday, your business matters. Does that sound good, superstar, in there? Beautiful, beautiful. I am thrilled to be here. I've got two good friends here with me today, Mr. Dan Gibbs, owner of Mr. Handyman of Lake Norman, and I have Nicole Orban with Big R Creative here. How are you guys doing today?
Doing well. How are you?
Doing great. Thanks for having us.
It's awesome to have both of you here. We are going to, as always, we're going to hear a lot more from each of you as the show progresses. But to kick off the show today, last week nationally was Small Business Week.
Right.
And so in honor of that, I want to go through a few interesting statistics. And I know you're not supposed to talk numbers on the air because it's hard to, but these are really interesting numbers about the small businesses across this country. I'd love to get y'all's feedback after we look at a few of these numbers. But believe it or not, 36.2 million small businesses in the U.S. That's a lot of small businesses. And 99.9% of all U.S. businesses, 99.9% are considered small businesses. And according to the SBA, do y'all know how the SBA defines a small business?
How does it?
Less than 500 employees. I mean, 499 employees would be considered a small business. Wow. Now, that's not our small businesses in the way we consider that here in this area, but quite a huge number. And interestingly, the number of like 92% of small businesses have no employees. 90. So that's a lot of solopreneurs. Right. A lot of times, I mean, how do you guys think about small business? What's the number of employees that kind of average in your own minds?
In my mind, it would be less than 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say between 10 and 20. I agree.
Yeah, and so the way that they define me, it's kind of, we all have friends that are solopreneurs. You know, they may be employed by somebody else, but they have a business license or a business entity. Mm-hmm. And certainly those fall into that category. But the GDP, the national GDP, 43.5% of the GDP is made up by small businesses. So it's not just a small factor. It is the economy. Right. Us small business owners are what makes the wheel turn, right? So a couple other, this is going to get onto the negative side. Oh, yeah, I've got some stats here about survival rate and failure rate. So let's go ahead and get it out of the way. 38%. What do you think the number one driver of business failures? What causes businesses not to succeed? Any ideas?
Not having a plan from the get-go.
That is a key factor. You got to have a plan going in.
And not having the right support. Sometimes the solopreneurship doesn't work out.
Oh, isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? So a couple of numbers that are shared here in this report, 38% don't make it because of lack of capital. Now, Dan, I know that you, being a home services business, likely see some seasonality,
yes.
Right? And there's a lot of small businesses that see season. Nicole, you work with quite a few as well that suffer from seasonality. So how do you think that comes into play from a capital standpoint?
If you don't have a plan and planning for the dips in the seasonality to get you through that, probably a lot of people just shut the door and put the close sign in the front window and move on.
Yeah, they run out of money. They simply run out of money, and it's a shame to see that happen when business is so good. Sales are good, but they run out of that capital to make payroll or pay their vendors and things like that. 23%. Imagine this: 23% don't make it because of wrong hires. Nicole, I think you alluded to it. The co-founders, partners in it, that just doesn't work out, or an overall lack of expertise. Hey, I know enough to start a business. I know enough to be successful, but that oftentimes isn't quite the case. Only one last stat here: only 19% fail because they weren't good enough in the marketplace. More often than not, like we just said, it's lack of planning, and that's planning including the capital, the cash flow of the business, being prepared for the ups and downs, and being wise on the team aspects. So as we come back, we're going to take a little break here, but as we come back, we're going to hear more about Mr. Handyman of Lake Norman, and then later in the show, Nicole, look forward to hearing from you as well.
Excellent.
"12 years strong, Joe Vagnone is still delivering the conversations that count. More local Biz Now after the break, only on WSIC. Local starts here.
Well, kicking off a new work week around Lake Norman, at least with a chance of a few passing showers. Temperatures in the mid-70s. We'll cool it off down around 50 in the overnight hours. And for our Tuesday morning, sun shines back Tuesday with low 70s. And we'll bring in at least a low chance for an isolated shower by Wednesday. That's your forecast. From the Surf, Pickleball, and Kitchen, WSIC, meteorologist Chase Myers.
Hi, this is Bob McIntosh with the McIntosh Law Firm in Davidson. Since 1997, we have been committed to providing our clients with competent, caring, and experienced legal services. Learn more at McIntoshLawFirm.com.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. First up, a chance to support local families and maybe walk away with a huge cash prize. Pharaoh's Parenting is continuing its Chance for Change raffle fundraiser now through May 15th. With only 600 tickets available, each $100 ticket gives you a chance to win a $10,000 grand prize while directly supporting child abuse prevention efforts across Iredell, Alexander, and North Mecklenburg counties. The drawing takes place May 15th at Hawtown Brewing, and tickets are available until they sell out. To purchase or learn more, visit pharaohsparenting.org. Next, if you're looking for a little motivation and a positive reset, check out the Well is the New Wealth Brunch, presented by Iredell Health Systems. The brunch takes place Thursday, May 28th from 8:30 to 9:30 a.m. at Mitchell Community College's Mooresville campus, located at 219 North Academy Street, room 105. This uplifting brunch experience focuses on wellness, empowerment, and meaningful connection with others in the Lake Norman community. Visit liveworkplaylkn.com and search Well is the New Wealth Brunch, presented by Iredell Health Systems. And finally, don't forget the new date for one of the biggest community events of the season. WSIC Family Fest 2026 is now happening Saturday, June 6th at the Purple Heart Homes headquarters, 755 Washington Avenue, Statesville, USA. This free event celebrates 79 years of WSIC with a full day of family fun, shopping, food, and live entertainment. Quarter chicken lunch plates featuring homemade barbecue chicken will also be available, with proceeds helping support Purple Heart Homes and their mission to serve veterans. Tell your friends, bring the family. The more, the merrier. For full details, visit WSICnews.com. For even more local events happening around Lake Norman, check out liveworkplaylkn.com.
12 years of conversations, thousands of insights, and one truth: your business matters. This is Local Biz Now, only on WSIC. Local starts here.
And we are back. You are listening to Local Biz Now, where your business matters. We're here with my friend David Dowdy of ActionCOACH Lake Norman, a trusted advisor to business owners who are ready to stop spinning their wheels and start seeing measurable results. David brings not just strategy, but real-world insight and accountability that helps businesses grow with intention and confidence. If you've ever felt like your business could do more or be more, this is exactly the conversation you need to hear. Let's jump back in with my friend Dave Dowdy. Dave, the show's all yours, buddy. Take it from here.
All right, Joe, thank you again. I am honored to be here filling in. And yes, I would consider you my friend, Joe. And I'm here with a couple of other good friends and trusted resources. Got Nicole Orban with Big R Creative here with us. And I can't wait to have you share some of your story. I'm going to kick off, though, with Dan Gibbs, another good friend of mine and colleague, owner of Mr. Handyman of Lake Norman. Tell us a little bit about how did you end up with a handyman business?
Well, there's only so many minutes in this radio program, David, for me to.
It's a long journey.
You're gonna have to get the cliff notes of. I had a long career in corporate home improvement for one of the large home improvement retailers in our area.
In
Mooresville, in Mooresville,
yeah.
yes.
Great.
Found myself on the outside looking in, and Beth and I had some decisions to make. The first one being, where did we want to live? We love this community and decided we wanted to remain in the Lake Norman area, and explored some other opportunities, corporate, buying a business, starting a business, and here we are, ended up starting Mr. Handyman over 9 years ago.
9 years. Okay, so according to these statistics, you're in the minority that actually makes it 9 years.
That's correct.
And it's been a smooth path all the way, correct?
Gradual increases year over year, no problems. Every day is popsicles and unicorns and lollipops.
So coming out of corporate, let's say, and deciding not only to have a business, but to have this business, what is one of the biggest learnings or maybe an aha moment of, oh my gosh, I didn't expect this in the transition?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest learnings was working in any one of my corporate roles. We had support functions that supported operations or any particular department. owning our own business of I'm now the chief marketing officer and the accountant and the HR person and the operations person and the salesperson and human resources to go wear all those hats along the way. I think that's probably my biggest aha. All those things need attention.
Right. And coming out of corporate, I've heard it said that in corporate, you just kind of pick up the phone and you mash one of the buttons and it dials the department you need. So that's certainly doesn't happen. It all rests on you as the business owner now.
Mm-hmm.
So how big is your team?
So we've got about a dozen employees, 7 or 8 in the field and 4 or 5 in the office.
So come a long way.
Yeah.
Come a long way. That's fantastic. And you've grown beyond just the Mooresville, Lake Norman market, right?
We really serve the North Charlotte area, so Concord, Huntersville, Cornelius, Denver, Mooresville, Statesville, Troutman, Salisbury, Kannapolis.
Everything in between.
Everything in between.
Okay, so you made a choice to buy a franchise.
That's correct.
Right? So, and there are plenty of other options out there.
Mm-hmm.
What made you go the franchise route? And I think it's important for the listeners to understand franchises are supported, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but supported by a proven model and structure. But they're locally owned.
That's correct.
You live here.
We live here. Beth and I own this company. And yes, we have processes and operational recommendations from the franchisor and some proven systems and other owners to lean into for best practices and do these things, and your likelihood of success will be increased. It's not guaranteed of do all these things and success just happens. There's a lot of effort that goes into doing that. And Beth and I put our own spin on it and want to make sure that our business is representing us personally well in the community.
Yeah. And I see you out and about quite a bit. I mean, you're spread out and you're active in a lot of different organizations, if you will. And what do you think's been the biggest, I guess, path to success for you? How do you get established in the marketplace? You weren't born and raised here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what's been your path to have the employee count that you've got? You've obviously had some successes.
I think being purposeful and setting out with what are the goals that we want to achieve and then how do you get there? Listen for feedback in the community and what services, both functional, tactical, what we're fixing and repairing, but also the level of customer service and adapt and adjust as need be. Do my best to network and listen to people and shake hands and say hello along the way as well.
Yeah. Okay. I know from riding up and down the road, like there's a lot of trucks and vans and things that say a lot of different things, and a lot of them include handyman.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a broad. What's the nature of your business? What's the sweet spot for Mr. Handyman here in this community?
Yeah, I think the sweet spot is those repairs that people don't have either the tools or the time or the expertise or interest in repairing themselves, but shy of large remodels or additions. We won't get over our skis. We're not going to get into something that we don't feel like we're capable of accomplishing and accomplishing well. And more than anything, for most of our clients, it's a time thing of they would rather be spending time at ball games, at aquatic clubs, taking trips, vacations, going to the ball game, than fixing some wood rot or fixing some drywall or making some small repairs.
I know that firsthand, Nicole. I know, having 3 boys that grew up in sports, there's just not enough time. And Nicole, I know you're busy with your girls, and
absolutely much rather outsource it. Yes,
just make the call. Just make the call. I hear it all the time. Call Dan. Call Dan. So it's kind of challenging to figure out. Well, in the marketplace, handyman services does mean a whole lot. Thanks for sharing some of the details there. But traditionally, it seems like that's a residential service. But I know from seeing your own vans, I mean, you've got a commercial side as well.
Yes.
So how would what are the things that somebody needs to ask themselves? How would you recommend somebody vetting? Hey, is this the right the right contractor for what I need done at my home or my office?
Sure. So on the home side is what's important to you, and give some consideration to who's going to be in your home, around your family, around your belongings, in your space. Think about that first. And then secondly is going to be the aptitude or quality of craftsmanship to go make that repair. There's a lot of really good carpenters in our area.
Yes, there are.
Period. Yep. So in selecting them, though, can you find them if there's an issue down the road? Do they have a physical space that you could go and knock on a door and our office is open? Come on up to Statesville where our office is anytime and say hello. One of the biggest fears I hear from our customers is, how do I contact you? And I've had issues in the past where I've tried to reach my service provider, whether that's a carpenter, plumber, electrician, go fill in the bank for anything, and they won't return my call. I don't know what happened to them. I gave them a deposit and they never showed back up to come do the work. Unfortunately, there's a small portion of the population that's purposely setting out to defraud us in the community. And that puts, I think, a dark cloud over the many businesses that are looking to do a good job. But I'm really picky about who I hire. We do have a commercial insurance policy. Do maintain an office space that you're welcome to come up and say hello at any point in time. So we can be found before a service or after a service, or if you just want to see our faces and say hello.
Yeah. And you're always happy to say hello. That's right.
Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
Right. Yeah. Actually, one of your guys is doing some work in my office currently, and it's nice to see there, to your point, there's plenty of great service providers in the area. Absolutely. Sort of that repeat, you've been over to my places several times and appreciate the consistency of that communication. And Nicole, you too, I know you talk a lot about the communications. What does that look like in a business like yours? Because that's a lot of folks on the road to coordinate schedules. Things happen. People, have changes. Things don't always, in your business, like you show up thinking here's the issue. We know what the scope of work is.
That's right.
One thing leads to another. Like, that's a chaotic business.
Yes.
How do you manage that?
So I'd like to give credit to our team in the office. Daily, we call playing the game of Tetris. If you recall that 80s game of moving the puzzle piece around and it comes down faster and faster to go slot it in. But if we start to look at a dozen or 16 different criterion of who to go schedule, when, where, with what technician, with who has availability for the length of time needed to do the repair, at what location, customer availability, et cetera. That's why we've got professionals in the office, and they do much more than just answer the phone.
Excellent. So as we kind of approach the end of this segment, I'm curious, as a small business owner, what would be a word of wisdom that you might offer to somebody else that is like coming out of corporate like you did and thinking about this crazy idea of owning their own business and, setting out on their own in addition to the statistics we just kind of read through?
Sure.
What would you tell an ambitious entrepreneur that wants to go create a life for themselves like that?
Yeah, I think there's probably a few things in that answer. One is to keep your chin up. So if you've made a decision to move on and go do something, stay the course. Surround yourself with good quality talent that can support you with the areas that you're weak in. I'm not the best marketing and social media person, and that's why I rely on Nicole to help and support us with that. I've got a business coach. His name is David Dowdy.
It's a small circle here, ladies and gentlemen.
Right, to go help me with my blind spots and guide and push in the right direction. So surround yourself with good quality people that are willing to give you good advice and keep you on track.
Right. And that's gold. I mean, I was at a meeting the other night, as a dinner meeting, and some of the conversation around the table is an individual talking about how excited he was to build the business that he had, but it all centered around him. He was not aware of building a team and some freedom for himself. So we're going to come back and talk with Nicole about some marketing.
Right.
And as always, thank you, Dan.
Thank you.
Monday afternoon, your business matters.
12 years strong, Joe Vagnone is still delivering the conversations that count. More local Biz Now after the break, only on WSIC. Local starts here.
Well, kicking off a new work week around Lake Norman, at least with a chance of a few passing showers. Temperatures in the mid-70s. We'll cool it off down around 50 in the overnight hours. And for our Tuesday morning, sunshine's back Tuesday with low 70s. And we'll bring in at least a low chance for an isolated shower by Wednesday. That's your forecast. From the Surf, Pickleball, and Kitchen, WSIC, meteorologist Chase Myers.
Spotless cleaning. How can we make your day spotless? Yes, we make not just toilets spotless, but also counters, cabinets, and kitchens. We make a whole house. your whole day is spotless. My grandparents taught me the details, not the things, make your home and your life luxurious. Yes, they raised me in Brazil. And that's why we will never charge you extra for base sports. Let me help you be a diva a few hours a week. Spotless Cleaning and C.com.
What if we've got it backwards? Stop letting frustration hold your child back. The book Extinguishing Einstein reveals why traditional methods fail and what really works for ADHD. Claim your free copy today at RoyerNeuroscience.com and empower your child to thrive.
Order up. The Serve Pickleball Plus Kitchen in Cornelius is where sport and food are paired perfectly with philanthropy. Come play, dine, celebrate, and connect. No membership required. All ages welcome. Eat, play, serve it forward. Visit theservepickleball.com.
No one should face an empty plate, especially in our own backyard. At Angels and Sparrows, we are feeding families, fueling futures, and fighting poverty every day. But we can't do it without you. Help us keep our plates full. Join our full plate fundraiser at angelsandsparrows.org.
Jack Frost loves catching unprepared homes. A furnace that sputters, a heat pump that strains, it's his playground. Beat him to it with a fall maintenance check from Horn Heating and Air Conditioning. Fall into the season of ah. Visit hornhvac.com, where your comfort is our business.
Celebrating a life beautifully remembered. Bennett Funeral Service gently guides families through honoring a loved one's life. Family owned and local, we offer personalized funeral and cremation services, along with veteran honors and compassionate aftercare and grief support. Call 828-465-2111 or visit bennettfuneralservice.com. Because there is a difference.
The button pushing stops here.
WSIC. Local starts here.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Novo Nordisk is handing over an experimental therapy for Parkinson's disease to Cellular Intelligence. It's a Mark Zuckerberg-backed AI startup. Cellular Intelligence will be in charge of shepherding the treatment through clinical trials and will use its AI platform to accelerate clinical development and manufacturing. Novo Nordisk stands to receive milestone payments and royalties if the program succeeds and has agreed to buy a stake in Cellular Intelligence as part of the deal. Meanwhile, Novo's oral versions of its blockbuster weight loss drugs Ozempic and Wegovy are now available for same-day delivery on Amazon. The Ozempic pill launched last week, following the January debut of an oral version of Wegovy, which has delivered strong results, generating more than $350 million in first-quarter sales. And a new report says workers at Meta are angry and miserable. The New York Times reports workers there are revolting against a new policy that tracks their keystrokes and how they move their mouse. Meta says it's being done to train AI, but workers argue that they're just training their replacements. Erica Herskowitz, Bloomberg Radio.
Don't miss a thing. Download the WSIC News app today. WSIC. Local starts here.
12 years of conversations, thousands of insights, and one truth: your business matters. This is Local Biz Now, only on WSIC. Local starts here.
And we're back. This is Local Biz Now, where your business matters. We are continuing our conversation with David Dowdy, a leader who is passionate about helping business owners unlock their full potential. What sets David apart is his commitment not just to improving businesses, but improving the lives behind them through proven systems and thoughtful guidance. He helps owners move from overwhelmed to in control. There's a whole lot more to unpack here, and David's got a lot of value to give us. David, the show's all yours, buddy. Take it away.
All right. Thank you, Joe. It is an honor, as I've said before, to be here again, and can't wait to get into this conversation with Nicole. But before that, I just want to give kudos to Joe for building the tradition of this show on Monday afternoon. I mean, the tradition here has gone on for so many years, and he's done a phenomenal job. But let's give credit where credit's due. Julie, you rock. And like you did, like he said in the intro to start with, boy, everybody needs a Julie. Everybody needs somebody on their side. Dan, you made reference to the resources we put around us, and Nicole is a resource for so many people. Nicole Orban with Big R Creative. Great to have you on the show as well. So what is Big R Creative? Give us a little rundown on that.
So Big R Creative, as you both know, is a social media marketing company. So we help small businesses grow through the use of social media. That looks like content creation, paid advertising, just helping people get their businesses out in their communities and reach and connect with the right people.
So, boy, social media encompasses there's so many different platforms. I can't keep up at I'm kind of old school. So what are you finding? I mean, what's the big, you not only do the work, the content creation, what else do you do? The posting, the ads, what all does it encompass?
So I always say that there are two main reasons why people come to me. They don't know what to post, or they don't have time to post, or it's some combination of the two. Yes.
Yep.
So yes, everything from management to content creation for those who have a Julie or someone in-house just needs a little help getting videos, content, a plan, and a lot of help in the accountability department. Everyone, probably knows how to log in and maneuver their way around a Facebook page to do a post, but it's Monday at 8:00 and the post that you were going to do, never happened. And then 2 weeks later and you look back and the last post was October. So I help a lot of people with just finally doing the things that they said they were going to do on social media.
Come on, Nicole. Does it really matter? Do we need to be like? I get overwhelmed with the content, all the posts.
Yes.
Like, does it matter? Does it move the needle? Who do you see in your own experiences? Who benefits the most from a small business perspective? That seems to really get the best results utilizing social media. And is there one platform that seems to?
Yeah. Well, do you know? I'll give you the first one. It's Facebook. Do you know what number 2 is?
I think I've
Starts
heard
with a U.
With a U. YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube is right up there.
Yeah.
So in terms of what should I be on? Let's start there. People ask that.
YouTube, like that's one of those like Facebook, right? You can get started on a video and it just leads to another, and you're sucked in, and 30, 45 minutes later, what am I doing?
That's
what
right.
Am I doing?
Yeah, and that leads just to a major point, whether it's YouTube or Instagram or Facebook. Short form videos are what people are consuming for the most part. So
okay, for the novices, what's short form?
Yep. So 30 seconds to a minute. Get their attention, and it does depend on the platform. So on YouTube, you move to longer videos and how-tos and things like that. But on social media, statistically, the reason why people log on to Instagram or Facebook and grab their phone on a break is because they were bored, right? So there you have much less time. One of the analytics that's reported is the first 3 to 7 seconds of a video. So that's why your hook is so important. And people, want to put together this wonderful 2-minute and 30-second video, and then the reality is people didn't make it past 7 seconds. So that's what is meant by short form, and really focusing on the front end of that to, if you had 7 seconds to get your message across, what would it be?
Wow, Dan, where do you even start with?
Hello, my name is.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of thought that goes behind it. And realistically, there's so many small business owners even in this community and across the country, that they're just putting stuff out there. And I gotta ask, come on, AI has come on so strong, and so many people, I think it becomes obvious for some of us that there's a lot of AI generated content and posts and ads. How do you feel about that?
Yeah. Well, from, a content copywriting standpoint, as much as anybody feels like, your job could be taken at any moment, but not just in my industry. But the thing is to understand how AI is continuing to grow and evolve, and not be so afraid of it, but more of understanding how to utilize it, right? So the good thing from a social side, or even jumping over into Google, is you need to get found by the AI crawlers now. So you can fight it or you can lean into it. And I think that I know which one is probably best at this point. It's certainly not a fad. It's here to stay. So learning more about how you can get your content found by AI, we see people using social media differently. Like search-based social wasn't really a thing 10 years ago. We were kind of just clicking around, looking, it was on our feed. And now there are emerging behaviors where people are, going to the keyboard with more intention perhaps and looking for things, which from a business standpoint is great, but that is a new way to evolve. And people, I'm sure you've both dabbled in AI at some point or chat GDP and plugging something in to get a response. We're finding that people want to consume their content that way, right? So if they ask something informally, they like to be answered in that same tone and
informally and very
yes.
conversationally.
So that's great for social media. I know for some of my SEO friends, that's been a big change, especially helping those in the medical field. It's like you want to, how do you be professional but conversational? But at the end of the day, growing with AI and learning how to, work with the AI crawlers that are trying to find you so people can find you.
Okay, so let's say somebody puts in a lot of energy and effort into this content creation, doing some posts, regardless of the platform.
Yes.
How would a beginner figure out, hey, is what I'm doing actually making a difference? How do you measure that?
Great. KPIs, right?
Yeah.
So what I've found, having done this for 11 years, is before I even start working with someone, I have to find out what their KPI is.
Key performance indicator.
Correct. Key performance indicator. I've had people who've said, I really need 10,000 views on this video, or it's really important for me to have 10,000 followers or whatever. So that's how I determine if we're a good fit or not, because I want to be able to help them hit whatever their KPI is. Now, when I'm doing social media, I have my own KPIs like reach but I will say, everybody wants more business. So maybe that's where you're going with that. How do I measure?
We all want more business.
And that's where it gets a little tricky when you're at the top of a funnel running a very high funnel, high level campaign where they might not even be going down into the middle of the funnel yet. There, social media is one of those 7 to 13 touch points that we know people
Say that
need.
again.
7 to 13.
Wow.
Right.
So not one post and expect the phone to
Not
ring.
one post and the phone rings. And, so many business owners have that mindset. Well, I turned this on or I did this one action. And the biggest advice I could give is consistency. So if you're a small business owner wondering how today on Monday I could get started with social media, it would be consistency and whatever that looks like for you. And at the end of the day, people just want to be social on social media. So use your ads to do the selling. If you're trying to sell in all of your posts, you're never gonna, be in consideration. The best content is just authentic social content. So find a way for your business to do that, and you'll be in a good spot.
So I've talked to different people, and there's this idea that all of my friends will see my post. How many people actually see a post? Is it are you aware of any numbers or stats on that?
Yeah, absolutely. So organic versus paid, right?
Okay.
And organically, when the algorithm shifts compared to 10 years ago, we were rocking and rolling. Everybody saw everything. And now it seems like you don't see anything. So the algorithm currently will show you content that it assumes you like. So if you notice, if you frequent a page or friends, they're always at the top because you're saying, hey, I really like looking at this content. So the short answer to the way around that is running some ads. And the good thing about social ads compared to some other ads such as Google and where you get into $55 leads and things like that, you can take $50 a month to move the needle. So,
gotcha. One of the words you paused with was currently. This is the
Yes,
strategy.
exactly.
When we come back, we're going to hear from both Dan and Nicole on some shifts in the marketplace. And as always, Monday afternoon, your business matters.
12 years strong, Joe Vagnone is still delivering the conversations that count. More Local Biz Now after the break, only on WSIC. Local starts here.
Well, kicking off a new work week around Lake Norman, at least with a chance of a few passing showers. Temperatures in the mid-70s. We'll cool it off down around 50 in the overnight hours. And for our Tuesday morning, sun shines back Tuesday with low 70s. And we'll bring in at least a low chance for an isolated shower by Wednesday. That's your forecast. From the Surf, Pickleball, and Kitchen, WSIC, meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. First up, a chance to support local families and maybe walk away with a huge cash prize. Pharos Parenting is continuing its Chance for Change raffle fundraiser now through May 15th. With only 600 tickets available, each $100 ticket gives you a chance to win a $10,000 grand prize while directly supporting child abuse prevention efforts across Iredell, Alexander, and North Mecklenburg counties. The drawing takes place May 15th at Hoptown Brewing, and tickets are available until they sell out. To purchase or learn more, visit pharosparenting.org. Next, if you're looking for a little motivation and a positive reset, check out the Well is the New Wealth Brunch, presented by Iredell Health Systems. The brunch takes place Thursday, May 28th from 8:30 to 9:30 a.m. at Mitchell Community College's Mooresville campus, located at 219 North Academy Street, room 105. This uplifting brunch experience focuses on wellness, empowerment, and meaningful connection with others in the Lake Norman community. Visit liveworkplaylkn.com and search Well is the New Wealth Brunch, presented by Iredell Health Systems. And finally, don't forget the new date for one of the biggest community events of the season. WSIC Family Fest 2026 is now happening Saturday, June 6th at the Purple Heart Homes headquarters, 755 Washington Avenue, Statesville, USA. This free event celebrates 79 years of WSIC with a full day of family fun, shopping, food, and live entertainment. Quarter chicken lunch plates featuring homemade barbecue chicken will also be available, with proceeds helping support Purple Heart Homes and their mission to serve veterans. Tell your friends, bring the family. The more, the merrier. For full details, visit WSICnews.com. For even more local events happening around Lake Norman, check out liveworkplaylkn.com.
Prioritizing your health is one of the best ways to take care of yourself. From routine visits to the joys of pregnancy to the illnesses that stop you in your tracks, Iredell Health System will be by your side. Learn more at iredellhealth.org.
12 years of conversations, thousands of insights, and one truth: your business matters. This is Local Biz Now, only on WSIC. Local starts here.
And we are back. We are speaking with my friend David Dowdy of Action Coach Lake Norman, and the insights he's sharing are exactly what business owners need in today's competitive environment. David's approach is grounded, practical, and result-driven, helping leaders build stronger teams, clearer strategies, and more profitable operations. If you're looking to take your business to the next level, this is the kind of guidance that makes the difference. Let's dig back in with David Dowdy. David is helping clients improve cash flow, time management, and long-term business value. Right about now, you're starting to learn if it's WSIC and Action Coach with David Dowdy, your business matters. The show's all yours, David. Take it from here, buddy.
And we're back on Local Biz Now with Dan Gibbs and Nicole Orban. Great to have you two here. Nicole, before the break, we started talking about some of the shifts or the algorithms that are in place now. Mm-hmm. Come on, marketing is like it's a moving target. It's hard to kind of figure out what's working, what's not. But what are some of the shifts that you're seeing in marketing now? What do the small business owners in this area need to be looking for and be aware of?
Yeah, I would say I believe in like a 3-tier approach when it comes to marketing.
Oh, I love the three. Here's some bullet points.
That's right. And a lot of people put all their eggs in one basket. So perhaps many of us have been victim of a flash in the pan approach, where you get sold some sort of marketing plan where you're going to throw a whole bunch of money at something for 60 days and see this tremendous result, and it doesn't happen. But I think if you take like a 3-pillar approach, which I always break down as the digital, right? Like the cold audience, that is important. We can't ignore Google advertising, cold leads, but where everything goes wrong is only focusing on who can I get that's new? How much can I spend? And I see so many business owners focus their, time, money, and efforts only on that pillar. The other two are your current audience, right? Your past customers, your clients. They bring business a lot. I mean, David, I'm sure you know like the power of referrals, which is the 3rd pillar. Are you leaning into your referral networks as well? So, just remembering not everything is just running an ad and getting new people. There are other ways to do that.
Yeah, and to your point, it's critical to be bringing in new business, absolutely. But real profits are made through repeat business. When you look at marketing, it might be I'll say it. You're buying customers. You're throwing money out there from a marketing standpoint to get somebody into the conversation, then convert them into doing business with you, right? And if you've got to do that time and time and time and time again, like that's tough to really be profitable. If we can love on them and provide that wow experience and get them coming back again. But to your point, Nicole, it's staying in communication with them and inviting them back, keeping them aware that you exist, right? And then inviting them back.
That's absolutely right. Yeah. And awareness goes with the social media pillar of all of it as well. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, okay, so there's some shifts going on with the digital marketing side, the social media platforms. Dan, what are the shifts going on in the handyman world, in the construction? Like you're heavily, I would think you're dependent on like some general services and repairs and things like that. But how does the economy kind of play into what you see happening in the marketplace?
Tough to try to go and track, and a bit of an ever-moving target, but a few of the things we've noticed is people leaning more into functional maintenance repairs rather than wildly expensive remodels. So people want to enjoy their homes today, next week, and going forward, but those might look like repainting rooms or accent walls or a bathroom upfit rather than a large addition or an extensive bathroom remodel. And I might define the difference between upfit would be replace existing fixtures, maybe add a lighted mirror, new paint, maybe some wood accents in the bathroom, rather than take out an adjacent closet and turn a bathtub and add in a second vanity and kind of refurbish a room. Much more cost effective and gets the people to be able to enjoy their home and possibly make that living area safe as well. So my second piece would be we're seeing a lot more multi-generational housing come up. So it may be our generation looking after aging parents.
That's true, because I see we've got a lot of colleagues that are and friends that are having family members move in, either be closer to grandkids or because of some other health issues. They're just moving in with their kids. And so it takes some, I guess, upfitting, refitting of certain living areas to make it more friendly for that environment. Right?
That's right. And I would suggest that that does not have to be a daunting task or, again, a extensive remodeling. It's not like we're talking about adding a third or fourth or second story onto a home or large square footage, but just using the space that already exists. And more homes, almost 20% of homes are purchased with the intent of having multi-generations in the home right now. So people are buying properties with that intent coming to mind, but that property may suit it size and layout, but may not have some of the safety elements in there that are needed to support that. Could be childproof outlets, could be grab bars in a bathroom, could be wider doorways. All those things are relatively budget friendly to go take care of to ensure that people are safe and can enjoy the space as well.
I'm sure there is some, and as you say that, I start to connect the dots there. And with the aging population, I know that from a business owner standpoint, with the ages of business owners, there's a lot of businesses, and this makes Joe's mouth water. And the number of businesses that are going to transition because of age, but along with that is the general population. There's some living needs, moving in with children or just changing things, upfitting homes.
Correct. And the older generations want to stay at home or want to be with family. Over about 3/4 would much rather stay in their home and or their community than go into some kind of assisted living facility. And from what I understand, there's not enough beds, rooms in assisted living to even go serve that population. So.
Right. So you use the term community, and I don't want to miss this opportunity of, we all live in this community, the Lake Norman community. We live here, we dine here, our kids go to school here, and the amount of energy, I know that each of you, we were laughing on the breaks. Nicole is here while her kids are out on the field playing right now.
Yes,
is that right? So you're missing
right.
that?
Yes.
But you coach also, don't you, Nicole?
I do. Soccer. Yes.
Just soccer? Did you play soccer?
I did in high school. Yeah.
Oh, good for
I'm
you.
qualified enough to teach you soccer.
Well, I've seen some of the trophies, so
yes,
you
that's
must
right.
be pretty good at it.
I should have brought them, but yes.
So how do you manage we call it work-life balance? It is one continuous, day after day, week after week. So what does that look like in your family?
Right. In our large family with 4 kids, in their prime, so to speak, with activities and such, I learned a lot about managing your time. Back to the speech about we all get the same 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
It took me years to really manage my time with time blocking and timers and the amount of time you should spend on a task, right? And that's not always perfect every day, but each year I find myself getting better and better at just kind of putting my head down, whether that means turning off your email or shutting off of your phone, eliminating distractions and just staying focused on optimizing your time so you can, have that work-life balance and you're not sitting there at 10 o'clock trying to clean up things you should have done earlier in the day.
But I know from personal experience, one of your silver bullets is you get up early.
I do get up early.
And knock it out, and then you can spend some time with the family doing what you
I'm definitely an
choose.
early bird, for sure. I work better. And I think everyone can relate to that. We just have better times. Maybe some of us are night owls. I see my productivity kind of slink as the day goes on. So I'm definitely at my best in the morning, which is something I've learned over the years as well.
Yeah. And I think most people are doing
Yeah.
that critical thinking and that kind of work early is
Mm-hmm.
better than late. Dan, you're so involved in the community as well. I know I see some of the service work that you guys do. Your whole team goes out on occasion.
We do at least annually. We'll do a day of service projects. This past year, a couple months ago, we were at the SYBA Food Pantry in Statesville.
SYB?
South Yadkin Baptist Association has a food pantry in Statesville and helped them do some bathroom upfits and a little bit of remodeling and some partitions and some masonry, and donated our time for the day to go help them to be able to pay that forward to go serve some residents within the community.
That's phenomenal. Thank you both for volunteering and doing everything you do. And it's fun to watch. And what's holy cow, we're running short on time here, but that takes time to give back and to serve. Like what's a brief strategy or a secret for you guys in order to keep that time allotted because it's important to you?
Make sure it's meaningful and fulfilling to you.
Mm.
And it's less of time then and more of enjoyment.
Great. Thank you, Nicole.
Would agree with that, and I'll add that I need to plan it. So I can have lots of great thoughts and ideas and want to go do things, but even our day of service, if I don't get ahead of that by weeks or months, then time passes by and we want to go kick it down the road. So get it on the calendar and plan it.
Awesome. So Dan, how would somebody find you? We've only got a few seconds left. How does somebody find you?
Sure. MrHandyman.com is the easiest place to get a hold of us. On there, you get the information to either submit a request online or give us a call at the office.
Fantastic. That's short and sweet. MrHandyman.com. And you, Nicole?
Yeah, it would be bigrcreative.com.
Well, there you go. Make it easy for all. Thank you guys so much for being here and sharing some of your experiences. Maybe one last thought, one last word of encouragement what would you tell a small business owner that's just feeling like getting kicked right now?
Keep going.
Dan?
Smile.
Keep smiling. Enjoy the ride. So Dan Gibbs, Mr. Handyman, Nicole Orban, Big R Creative, thank you again so much for all you're doing in the community. Keep up the good work. And as always, Monday afternoon, your business matters.
Or into our archives on the WSIC News app.
WSIC 105.9 FM.